Hello, good morning. Today we are going to continue studying suffixes. As you know, suffixes are the little bits of information that we add at the end of words. Like for example, when you have paint and you say painter, okay? ER is a suffix. Today we are going to practice suffixes to make nouns, to create nouns. As you know, nouns in Spanish means sustantivos, okay? So we are going to take a word, for example, a verb, we are going to add a suffix, and then we are going to convert the verb we have into a noun. Or we are going to have an adjective, and using a suffix, we are going to have a noun. Alright, so let's start with verbs. Let me give you verbs. Okay, verbs. In the case of verbs, you have three different suffixes. You can have a suffix which is ment, the typical suffix which is ion, or a suffix which is ing. Okay, let's start with the first one, with ment. For example, you have manage. As you know, manage means gestionar, controlar, okay? So when you have manage, and you manage is a verb, for example, you say, my uncle manages the business. My uncle manages the business. That means that my uncle is the leader of the business, okay? Now, if you say management, management is not a verb, that's a noun, all right? Management. The management of the company is excellent. That's not a, the verb here is the verb to be, okay? The management of the company is excellent. So management here is a noun. We have added meant, and now we have created a noun, okay? Or for example, improve. Improve. Improve means mejorar, okay? So you say, for example, your English is improving. You have improved your English. Those are examples of improve as a verb. Now, if you say improvement, then you have a noun, okay? Congratulations for your improvement. Felicidades por tu mejoría. Okay, that's a different word there. That's a noun. Now, the typical thing we do when somebody doesn't know English, when somebody doesn't speak English, is that they tend to use ion to make everything sound more English. Okay, so for example, when you have don't you know that for example, you want to say I don't know, he ido a la tienda a comprar fruta, and if you don't know English, you are going to say something like, he ido a la tendation a comprar frutation, okay, because ion is very typical of English. So for example, when you have elect is elegir, okay, we have to elect somebody as the leader of the class, for example, and you add ion, then you have election, which is a noun, okay? This year's election is going to be very interesting, for example, okay? Election. Or when you have something like inform, okay? Let me inform you that we are going to be free in 2 weeks. Let me inform you, okay? That's a verb. I am going to inform you. But now if you say information, then what you have there is not a verb. Information is not a verb, it's a noun, okay? For example, you say, this is valuable information. This information is crazy, okay? Information is a noun. Finally, ing. ing is also super easy. You have examples, for example, when you learn English. You have speak, which is a verb. Do you speak English? But if you say speaking, the speaking is an object, an abstract object, okay? The speaking, it's a noun, all right? Or for example, when you have run. Run is a verb, right? You say, I run 10 kilometers every day, all right? But if you say running, then running is not a verb anymore. Running is a noun, okay? Running is important. I practice running every day, all right? Running is a noun. Good. These are the cases for verbs, all right? These are the cases for verbs. Let's look at some adjectives now. All right, adjectives. So let's start. For example, you have only two options with adjectives. In verbs, you have three, which are meant, ion, and ing. And with adjectives, we are going to have ness and ity. Okay, let me show you some examples now. For example, happy. When you say happy, happy is an adjective. I am happy. I am very happy to see you. But if you say happiness, happiness is a noun now, okay? My happiness does not depend on you, okay? The verb is depend. Happy is an adjective. When you say happiness, that's a noun, all right? Or for example, ill. Ill is an adjective. How do you feel? I have a fever. I am feeling ill. But if you say illness, illness is the noun, okay? My grandmother has a very serious illness, okay, which is you take feliz and you say felicidad, you take enfermo and you say enfermedad. That's the way you convert these adjectives, all right? And now finally, iti, you have, for example, stupid. Stupid, you are stupid. Stop talking, shut up, you are stupid, you make me angry. You can say your stupidity makes me angry, okay? That's the way you make it into a noun. Or for example, similar. You and your sister look alike. You are very similar. Or if you say the similarity between you and your sister is amazing, okay? Similar, similarity. Now, only one more thing, which is going to be a little bit crazy for you, I think, but you will get it with time. You have verbs and adjectives. All right, so far so good. Now let's have one side note, which is jobs. Jobs, you have different suffixes for jobs, because for example, remember the example of painter, right? Now, what about an actor? What about, for example, journalist? Journalist is not. Let's say pianist. So you have here ER, OR, IST. Oh my god, three different suffixes for jobs. So yeah, definitely we are going to have ER, OR, IST. So now depending on the job, you are going to have ER, OR, or IST. I am going to give you some examples. For example, drive. You don't say driver or drivist, right? You say driver. Or for example, translate. The person who translates is a translator. Notice that you pronounce it very similarly, translator, okay? But it's with OR. Or for example, the person that is in charge of journalism is the journalist. Okay, so these are some examples. Let me give you a couple more examples. For example, the singer, all right, or the operator, and finally, let me think of economy, and then you have economist. Okay, so to sum up, we are going to have different suffixes to create nouns, and finally, with jobs, you have three different possibilities. You have to choose depending on your knowledge of English, okay? Just go with your gut. Do you know go with your gut means follow your, go with your gut means follow your instinct, follow your intuition, okay? So, when you see some examples of these, some exercises, just go with what your mind says it's the right thing. All right, as you know, if you have any questions, any problems, any doubts at all, feel free to contact me. And if you like the video, no way, I'm not a YouTuber. All right, thank you for watching. Goodbye.